Is it just the two of you living here?
Yes. What is this about?
What
What do you want with her? She hasn't done anything.
I need to speak to your daughter. Alone. I could do here, I could take her down to the substation. You choose.
Welcome back to Houston Life. You're watching a clip of local actress Amelia Rico as the mysterious spellcaster Ada Growing Thunder in AMC's critically acclaimed thriller Dark Winds.
The Indigenous and Latinx performer recently appeared in several high-profile series, and she joins us in studio to chat about her rising career. Amelia, welcome to Houston Life.
So great to meet you.
Great to meet you. And wow, this looks like a very intense role. Your eye contact. Tell us about this role. It must have been a lot of fun to play.
Oh yeah, so there's a lot. She's not the normal mother. I usually get cast as, you see all my other roles, as sort of the mother who's in some sort of turmoil. So I was really excited to play, Ada, because yes, she's a mother, but she's not a mother you want to mess with at all.
No, just those eyes, those piercing eyes. So how fun was that to play this type of role?
Oh, it was a blast because, you get to really, kind of go deep and mean, and, later when you see in episode 5, you really get to dig real deep and get some really gritty in there.
And Amelia, this series Dark Winds on AMC Plus, this is turning a lot of heads. 100% is the score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is unheard of. No series or film ever gets that rating. Robert Redford is a producer. And describe the working relationship, because it sounds like he was very open to sort of letting the reins in the hands of y'all and the producers.
Yeah, so Robert Redford has had the ownership of the Tony Hillerman novels for quite a while, and he's tried to produce them a few times, and they've never really gone anywhere. But this time he really was open to, just like you said, giving the reins to the Indigenous producers, the Indigenous writers. The whole writing room was Indigenous writers, and of course the directors and the actors and even the PAs. It was amazing to be on set and to have so many Indigenous voices and talent on set with you. So yeah, he was really great about just letting it be authentic and through our own voices.
And Amelia, it's about time for something like that, right? To have that platform, to have the Indigenous people really rise to the occasion, if you will.
Yeah, so we've had quite a few shows coming up, preceding ours. So we're just excited to be in there along with, Reservation Dogs and Rutherford Falls.
Yes.
All these other amazing shows that are getting a lot of recognition, and, having Indigenous writers in the writing room, which is super important when you're doing an Indigenous show.
Absolutely. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, right? But at the same time, historically, that was not the case. I mean, are you sensing a shift now that representation behind the scenes means more opportunities and more roles for Indigenous people?
Definitely. So I've been acting for quite a few years. I've had an agent since 2005, and it's just been since 2020 that I've been in so many different productions, big productions like Grey's Anatomy, Walker, Dark Winds, coming up the Mo Amir show on Netflix. So it's just been in these past 2 years that I've been working and auditioning for big name shows, and I think it really has to do with people really asking for diversity and authenticity on screen, and having the people behind the scenes, that the decision makers being also Indigenous or being minorities or people of color that make those decisions, so that they're also looking to see people on screen that are authentic.
As you were saying, you've done this for a long time, and it hasn't been until recently that you've seen sort of the uptick. So 12 or 15, 16-year-old Amelia Rico, was this something you saw in the future, or what? I mean, obviously you're hopeful, but when you were a teenager, what was it that you saw the future for yourself?
Well, I'll tell you a funny story that I tell a lot of people. When I was 5 years old, my mom came into the room, and I was just crying in front of the mirror, just tears flowing down my face. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And I looked at her like if it was the most natural thing in the world, and I said, "I'm pretending to cry." Like, of course.
Hello, I'm acting.
No way.
I'm practicing crying. So I've always known I have had no backup plan. This has always been my trajectory. And so I in the meantime, before I was getting cast, me and my husband began a filmmaking company, Rico Productions, and so we started doing films for myself so that I could have demo reels, because the catch-22 is
Sure.
you can't get a show
job
unless you have
without
a demo reel,
experience.
but you can't get a demo reel without footage. You can't
Yeah.
get footage without getting a job. So it's kind of this vicious cycle. So what we do actually is we do films for actors who are in the brink and who have already taken acting classes and all that stuff, but need the footage. So we do the indie film workshop. We do, as you can see in these photos, that's me doing a music video, a local music video for a songstress, a local songstress named Hannah Herrera. Her song's out, so be sure to check out Fall Apart. And we do, also we sometimes put them in film festivals, and we get awards for
so
our
great.
actors. So
It's really wonderful.
Doing all kinds of projects. And I understand you work at a local theater as well?
yeah, so I'm on staff at Main Street Theater, and
Love Main Street.
Yeah, so I've done. Recently, we actually just won an award for best film. We got a nominee for best filmed theater at the Lonely Wolf International Film Festival in London. So that was exciting because when do you get film awards
Right.
for theater? Well, now, because we're filming our theater.
Well, congratulations.
And that was actually a show that I directed.
Congratulations.
So that was
Very
double
nice.
fun for me.
Amelia Rico, we got to leave it there. Thanks so much for stopping by. We do want to remind our viewers that Dark Winds is streaming now only on AMC+. You can connect with Amelia by visiting our website and looking for the Scene on Houston Life section.
Thanks so much.